Okay, so we've got this guy, Cassian. Remember him from Rogue One? Yeah. We find him on Morlana 1 on a rainy night. The Blade Runner vibes are through the roof. He's in search of a woman, his sister. He has no luck asking around, and the trail has gone cold. On his way out, he's approached by two drunken security guards who try to jump him. What these guards don't know is Cassian is a badass, a future hero of the rebellion, and he ends up accidentally killing one of them, and then intentionally kills the other one, leaving no witnesses behind. This sets up the most overachieving man in the galaxy, Cyril Karn, of the Pre-Mor security team, to begin a witch hunt on who murdered these men. Eventually, enough data is found, thanks a lot Tim, leading them to their guy, Cassian Andor, and he's living on Ferrix. Meanwhile on Ferrix, we meet Cassian's family and friends. His adoptive mother Marva, her droid B2 Emo, Cassian's best friend Brasso, and heavily implied former lover but still good friend Bix. And let's not forget Vetch. Ferrix is a tight community of good, working-class people. Everyone knows each other, for better and for worse. And that's how news of Cassian's wrongdoings gets to Cyril Karn. At the same time as Cyril planning the raid on Ferrix, Cassian is planning on getting off-world by selling a pricey Imperial Starpath unit that he stole. Bix helps him line up a buyer, enter Luthen Rail, a man of many faces and a spark of the pending rebellion. However, Luthen isn't just interested in the hardware, he's interested in Cassian for this before-mentioned rebellion. It's during all of this that we find out about Cassian's background. He's not really from Fest, as we learned in Rogue One. He's really from the planet Kenari, and lived a primitive lifestyle among other children. This is where Marva found Cassian, while on a salvage trip, and adopted him as one of her own. But back to the present day at this meeting on Ferrix. Cyril and his security goons arrive, and tensions are high on the streets. His rookie assault fails miserably as Cassian and Luthen escape with each other. Next stop is the planet Aldani. Luthen reveals he knows all about Cassian's life. He gives him the whole rebellion pitch, and Cassian doesn't really believe in that. Luthen then mentions a heist job that he's planning, and if that Cassian agrees to help, he'll pay him handsomely. The job is to steal a large Imperial payroll, along with the rest of the crew that he's assembled. Next, we're introduced to the leader of the heist crew, Vel, who doesn't want Cassian a part of her crew at all. Meanwhile, the Imperial Security Bureau catches wind of the Ferrix fiasco. They essentially shut down the Pre-Mor corporate security and send them packing. The Empire now has their full attention on the situation, while Cyril is at home eating blue cereal with his mother. At the ISB, we meet Dedra Miro, a young, high-achieving Imperial looking to climb the ranks quickly. Cyril himself comes to the ISB office on Coruscant to tell Dedra what he knows of the situation, and he very awkwardly finds a connection to Miro. Not so sure the feeling is mutual. Back on Aldani, Cassian is introduced to the rest of the heist crew, and receives a not-so-warm welcome, except from Nemik, who is possibly the most genuine person in the galaxy, and has written his own rebel manifesto. He's the best. After much preparation, the group is ready to roll. They march their way into the Imperial base on the great day of the Eye of Aldani, a very important natural event for the culture of Aldani. Seriously though, this shot might be the most beautiful thing in all of Star Wars. It's breathtaking. Things go pretty smoothly for the crew, until they don't. They lose some people, they get away, and well, they lose some more people. Poor Nemik. But hey, they stole the money. The only survivors from the crew are Cassian, Vel, and Cinta. However, Cassian sort of suspiciously bolted out of there. Back on Coruscant, Luthen hears of the mission's success and is very happy. Meanwhile, we've been introduced to Mon Mothma and the political side of things on Coruscant, and her rebel connection to Luthen. We also eventually learn that Vel is actually Mon Mothma's cousin. Small galaxy. Now, back with Cassian, he's laying low and hanging out on the party planet of Niamos, pretty much Space Miami. He did his end of the job, and that was that. One day, while going to the store, he's randomly stopped by a stormtrooper, for literally no reason at all. He's then falsely accused of wrongdoings and arrested. Next stop, Narkina 5. Oh boy, buckle up. Cassian is brought into an Imperial work prison, and anxiety is through the roof in this place. We're met by a man with a fantastic voice. It's Supreme Leader Snoke. I mean, Kino Loy. A fellow prisoner, but the head of the work floor Cassian is assigned to. He's essentially a puppet for the Empire in this place, and is soon promised a release. Remember that, it's important. Days turn into weeks until suddenly something happens on one of the upper prison floors. Apparently a whole floor was electrocuted and killed. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if things go wrong, the guards will electrify the floors. Word of this tragedy makes its way through the prison. Tensions are now even higher, if that was even possible. Then we find out through a medic that nobody ever makes it out of the prison. Prisoners near the end of their sentence are just recycled to another floor. This is what gets through to Kino Loy, and this is what sets up the prison break. And this is where the fun begins. Next, we see Kino, Cassian, and the rest of the crew enacting their escape plan. It works! Kino reaches the command center of the prison and gives one of the best speeches in Star Wars history as they hit the release button on the rest of the prison floors. One way out. As the whole place begins to dive from the prison into the ocean below, poor Kino tells Cassian he cannot swim. Meanwhile, back on Coruscant, Luthen also gives one of the best monologues in all of Star Wars, as he reveals to one of his spies what he sacrifices for this young rebellion, and that he knows he won't live to see the end of it. We also see Luthen pay a visit to another familiar face off-planet, enter Saw Gerrera, as we see the two come from different ends of the rebellion spectrum, but nonetheless share the same enemy. On Ferrix, the Empire is now in total control, and Dedra is there doing her thing. She finds and badly tortures Bix in order to get information on rebel communications. Bix holds strong, but at what cost? Marva's health is plummeting quickly, and she soon passes. A terrible day for the community of Ferrix. Cassian and Melshi, another character from Rogue One, reach land on Narkina and hitch a ride with these two wild and crazy guys. The two arrive back on Yamos before splitting ways, and Cassian soon learns of his mother's death. He must return to Ferrix. This news isn't just relayed to Cassian though, as Cyril also catches wind of this, still looking for revenge. He makes his way to Ferrix in hopes to intercept Andor. He isn't the only one looking for Cassian though. Remember when Cassian took off after the Aldani mission? Well, Vel, Cinta, and Luthen are in search of Cassian so they can tie up a loose end before he's captured by the Empire, potentially ruining their blossoming rebel cell. So those three are also awaiting Cassian on Ferrix now. The day of Marva Andor's funeral is quite the event on Ferrix. A marching band leads the procession. A tradition in the Ferrix community is that when one of their people die, they're cremated and turned into bricks. It's a way that even in death, they give their bodies to support one another. Big Man Brasso has the honor of carrying Marva's brick in the ceremony. As the people of Ferrix proceed through the streets, you can feel the tension rising, as Imperials watch on. Then, a hologram speech of Marva is projected out by B2EMO. This speech absolutely lays into the Empire, as Marva eggs on the people of Ferrix to rise up against fascism. An officer then throws a jacket over B2, and then even flips him over. That was the last straw. The people of Ferrix go nuts, with Brasso leading the pack. The big man starts knocking out Imperials with Marva's brick. Dedra Meero is nearly suffocated by an angry mob, only to be saved at the last second by who else but Cyril Karn. Still not sure how I feel about them, though. Amongst the chaos, neither Luthen nor Vel can find Cassian anywhere, but Cassian is off saving a badly injured Bix from Imperial custody. Those two then link up with Brasso and company, as Cassian sends them all off-planet in a ship. Finally, Cassian finds Luthen's ship and confronts him on if he was there to kill him or not. He then hands Luthen a blaster and gives him an ultimatum: kill him or bring him in. Luthen decides to recruit him. And that's where we leave off in epic Season 1 of Andor. Oh yeah, Mon Mothma's husband is the scum of the galaxy, and their daughter is about to be in a super awkward arranged marriage. Now that's Season 1 of Andor. What was your favorite part of the season? What new characters stood out to you?